हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल इंजीनियरिंग मैथ्स तड़का। आज मैं आपके पास लेकर आई हूँ नया टॉपिक गामा फंक्शंस। आज के लेक्चर में गामा फंक्शन का डेफिनेशन, प्रॉपर्टीज और टाइप 1 टाइप 2 का प्रॉब्लम्स हम लोग कवर करेंगे। गामा फंक्शन कहाँ यूज़ होते हैं? गामा फंक्शन वी ऑलवेज कॉल इट एज अ स्पेशल मैथमेटिकल फंक्शन because it is widely used in various fields like physics, engineering and statistics. Gamma function will be always in the form of an integral. The integral 0 to infinity e to the power minus x into x to the power n minus 1 dx is always called a gamma function. Here n should be always greater than 0. Gamma function is denoted by gamma n. This is a notation which we use for denoting gamma function. So the first definition or the first formula which you are going to memorize is gamma n is equal to integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x into x to the power n minus 1 into dx. Now let us see the properties of gamma function. Okay. So these properties are very important for solving the problems which are based on gamma functions. Let us see the first property. First property says gamma n can be written as n minus 1 factorial. Okay. This particular formula will be used whenever n is given as a positive integer. When the value of n is a positive integer, then the formula given for gamma n is equal to what? N minus 1 factorial. Let us understand with a simple example. Say for instance, if we want to find the value of gamma 6, what is the formula says? Gamma n is equal to n minus 1 factorial. So gamma 6 will be equal to what? 6 minus 1 factorial, which is nothing but 5 factorial. 5 factorial का value क्या है? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay. So what is the answer which you will be getting? 120. Okay. So this is the first property which you are going to remember. Now similarly, we can as well write gamma n as n minus 1 into gamma n minus 1. Okay. When this particular formula is used, whenever n is a fraction, when n is a fractional value, then always we are going to use gamma n as n minus 1 into gamma n minus 1. Let us understand by taking a simple example. Say for instance, I will be taking n as 3 by 2. So gamma 3 by 2 का value कैसे निकालेंगे? According to the formula, it is 3 by 2 minus 1 into gamma 3 by 2 minus 1. What is 3 by 2 minus 1? You will be getting it as 1 by 2 into gamma 1 by 2. Okay? So, पहला फॉर्मूला कब यूज़ करना है? अगर n पॉजिटिव इंटीजर दिया है तो गामा n का फॉर्मूला होता है n माइनस 1 फैक्टोरियल. अगर n फ्रैक्शन वैल्यू दिया है तो गामा n का वैल्यू क्या होना चाहिए? गामा n can be calculated by using the formula n minus 1 into gamma n minus 1. Okay. So what is the third property says? Say gamma 1 by 2, always we can write it as root pi. Okay. So whenever you come across with gamma 1 by 2, you can substitute the value root pi. So 1 by 2 into gamma 1 by 2 कैसे लिख सकते हैं? 1 upon 2 into root pi. Okay. So next important property is gamma 1 will be always equal to say 0 factorial, and the value of 0 factorial is equal to 1. Okay. Say for instance, if we want to show that gamma 1 is equal to 1, we can use the definition of gamma function which we have studied. Okay. Definition क्या सीखा है? Gamma n is equal to integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x into x to the power n minus 1 into dx. Okay, so by definition you can just write gamma 1 as integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x into x to the power n minus 1. n का value कितना है 1, therefore it will become 1 minus 1 into dx. Okay, so this can further be solved as integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x into x to the power 0 dx. What is x raised to 0 value? It is nothing but 1. So you are going to integrate e raised to minus x with respect to x. What is integration of e raised to minus x? It is nothing but e raised to minus x upon the derivative of minus x with respect to x will give you what? Minus 1. You have to substitute the limit values 0 to infinity. Okay. So this will become what? Minus e raised to minus infinity minus e raised to 0. What is e raised to minus infinity? The value of e raised to minus infinity is 0. What is e raised to 0? E raised to 0 is nothing but 1. Minus into minus will become plus 1. So this is the final answer. So by using the definition of gamma function, we have proved gamma 1 is equal to 1. Okay. So this is the important property which you are going to remember. Okay. So let us understand, say one more important property in gamma function which says gamma n into gamma 1 minus n will be equal to pi upon sine n pi. This particular property is very important in solving problems. Okay. So gamma n into gamma 1 minus n is equal to what? Pi upon sine n pi. तो अभी तक कितने प्रॉपर्टीज हमने कवर किया है गामा फंक्शन में? 5 प्रॉपर्टीज कवर किया है और गामा फंक्शन का डेफिनेशन हमने कवर किया है. सो कुल मिला के आपको 6 फॉर्मूलाज जैसा आपको याद रखना है. ओके, पहला फॉर्मूला क्या है? गामा n इज इक्वल टू इंटीग्रल 0 टू इन्फिनिटी e raised to minus x into x to the power n minus 1 into dx. ओके, जो 5 प्रॉपर्टीज आपने यहाँ पे सीखा है वो अच्छे से मेमोराइज करना है, तब जाके हम प्रॉब्लम्स सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. सो पहले टाइप 1 एंड टाइप 2 का प्रॉब्लम्स हम लोग कवर करेंगे. टाइप 1 एंड टाइप 2 एक ही साथ हम लोग कवर करेंगे क्योंकि जो भी सब्स्टिट्यूशन रहता है यहाँ पे for both the types it is same. Okay, so first type कैसे दिखेगी आपको? Integrals of the type integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus a into x to the power n dx. Whenever you come across such type of integral, then what is the method of substitution? a into x to the power n के जगह t पुट करके आगे बढ़ना है आपको. इसी तरह टाइप 2 का इंटीग्रल कैसे दिखेगी आपको? इंटीग्रल 0 टू इन्फिनिटी x टू द पावर m इंटू e टू द पावर माइनस a इंटू x रेज टू n इंटू dx. When you find the integral which is of the form integral 0 to infinity x raised to m into e raised to minus a into x to the power n dx, then what you have to do? You have to substitute a into x raised to n is equal to t. Okay, समझ में आया है आपको? टाइप 1 टाइप 2. टाइप 1 क्या है? इंटीग्रल 0 टू इन्फिनिटी e टू द पावर माइनस a into x टू द पावर n dx. टाइप 2 क्या है? इंटीग्रल 0 टू इन्फिनिटी x टू द पावर m into e raised to minus a into x to the power n dx. Always you have to substitute a into x to the power n is equal to t. सब्सटीट्यूट करने के बाद यहाँ से x raised to n का वैल्यू क्या होगा? x raised to n is nothing but t by a, and you can write x is equal to what? t by a to the power 1 by n. Okay, then you have to differentiate and proceed further. Let us understand by solving some examples. Okay, so let us take the first example as say solve or evaluate, however you want you can write. So I'll just use the term evaluate here. Evaluate integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x to the power 5 into dx. Okay. So how do we proceed? First, let us consider the given integral, which is denoted by, say, I is equal to integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x raised to 5 into dx. If you observe, it is in the form of integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus a into x to the power n, where n is equal to 5 and a is equal to 1. Okay. So how do we proceed? You have to substitute a into x to the power n is equal to t. So here we are substituting x to the power 5 is equal to t. How do we write x here? X can be written as t raised to 1 by 5. Okay. Then what is the value of dx? Dx can be written as 1 by 5 into t to the power 1 by 5 minus 1 into dt. Okay. So this can further be written as 1 upon 5 into t raised to 1 by 5 minus 1 will give you what? Minus 4 by 5 dt. Okay. Here the limit values will not change. What is the meaning of this? When you are substituting x is equal to 0, your value of t is also equal to 0. When x is equal to infinity, what is your t? T is also equal to infinity. Okay. So you are substituting in the integral. So I will become what? Integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x to the power 5 will become minus t. Dx will become what? 1 by 5. You can, since it is a constant, you can write it outside. T raised to minus 4 by 5 into dt. This can further be written as 1 upon 5 into integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus t into t to the power n minus 1 फॉर्म में आपको लिखना है. n minus 1 मतलब कैसे लिख सकते हैं? 1 by 5 minus 1 will give you what? Minus 4 by 5. Therefore, you will be writing in the form of t raised to 1 by 5 minus 1. Using the definition of gamma function, your answer will be equal to what? 1 upon 5 into gamma 1 by 5. Why? We have already studied the gamma function definition. What does the gamma function definition says? Integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x into x to the power n minus 1 into dx will be equal to what? Gamma n. Okay. So this is based on type 1 of gamma function. Okay. So let us understand with one more example. Let us take the second example as, say, evaluate integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x square upon 4 into dx. Okay. So what is first step? You can just write it as, let I is equal to integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x square upon 4 into dx. Okay. So here what we have to do? We have to substitute x square by 4 is equal to what? T. Then your x square will become what? X square can be written as 4t. We want the value of x. X can be written as what? 4t to the power 1 by 2. Okay. This can further be written as 4 raised to 1 by 2 into t raised to 1 by 2. What is 4 raised to 1 by 2? 4 को कैसे लिख सकते हैं? 2 square to the power 1 by 2 into t raised to 1 by 2. 2 and 2 is getting cancelled. You got the value of x as 2 into t raised to 1 by 2. Okay. Now, what is the value of dx now? Dx is nothing but 2 constant as it is you have to write. And t raised to 1 by 2 का derivative क्या है? 1 by 2 into t raised to 1 by 2 minus 1 into dt. Okay. So this is 2 and 2 is getting cancelled. You are going to have the answer as t raised to minus half into dt. Okay. Now here also the limits are not going to change. For the first type, after substitution, limits will not change. Okay, so you can write when x is equal to 0, your t is equal to 0. When your x is infinity, your t is also equal to infinity. Okay, so this step is mandatory for you to show in the exam. Okay, so I will become what? Integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus t. Your dx is nothing but what? T raised to minus half into dt. Now what you have to do? You have to express it in terms of e raised to minus t into t raised to n minus 1. So how do we write t raised to n minus 1? The value of n is nothing but 1 by 2 minus 1. 1 by 2 minus 1 will give you what? Minus half. Okay, into dt. So we will be using the definition of gamma function, and you will be writing it as gamma n. What is the value of n here? N is nothing but 1 by 2. So the answer for this particular example is what? Gamma 1 by 2. Now what is the property of gamma function says? Gamma 1 by 2, the value is equal to what? Root pi. Okay, this is the final answer. So this is about type 1 problem, students. Now let us cover the next example based on, say, we will take type 2 now. Okay, what does type 2 integral says? Integral 0 to infinity x to the power m into e raised to minus a into x to the power n dx अगर है तो substitution क्या होना चाहिए? a into x to the power n is equal to t. substitute करके आगे बढ़ना है. ठीक है? So तीसरा example, let us take it as evaluate integral 0 to infinity x raised to n into e raised to minus root ax into dx. Okay, so step number 1, what we will do? Let us assume that the given integral is, say, denoted by I, which is equal to integral 0 to infinity x raised to n into e raised to minus root ax into dx. This is an important sum, students. Many times this particular sum has been asked in examination. Okay, what is the method of substitution now? Put root ax is equal to t. Now to eliminate the square root, we will square on both the sides. Then your LHS will become ax and your RHS will become t square. We want the value of x. What is the value of x? X is equal to t square upon a. Okay, dx क्या है? dx is nothing but 2t upon a into dt. Okay, now we know that the limits will not change here. So you can write when x is equal to 0, your t is equal to 0. When x is equal to infinity, your t is equal to infinity. So your I will become what? I is equal to integral 0 to infinity. x के जगह आपको substitute क्या करना है? t square upon a को substitute करना है और x to the power n will become t square by a to the power n. E raised to minus t into, in place of dx you can write it as 2t upon a into dt. Okay, so what are these limits? These limits are nothing but from t is equal to 0 to infinity. Okay, earlier what are the limits given? The limits given are from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to infinity. After substitution, the limits are not going to change here. So it is not necessary for you to write t is equal to 0 to infinity. It is understood. Okay, for better clarity, if you want, you can write in this manner. Okay, so now after this, how do we proceed further, students? Now we can just simplify this as what are the constant terms? 2 is a constant which we can take it outside, and in the denominator a to the power n into a, 1 by a raised to n into 1 upon a can be written as 1 upon a raised to n plus 1. Okay, so integral 0 to infinity. Now you have e raised to minus t, you will write as it is. Then it is t to the power, you are going to have 2n plus, say you are having 2, and then you have minus 1. 2n plus 1 है यहाँ पे. Yes or no? So t square by a to the power n, e raised to minus t को बाहर निकाला है, t to the power 2n and t है तो +1 आया है यहाँ पे, please correct it, and into dt. Okay, so let us just write it properly so that you will not get any confusion. 2n plus 1. Okay, so here what we have to do now, this can further be written as 2 by a raised to n plus 1 इंटीग्रल 0 to infinity गामा फंक्शन में के फॉर्म में लिखना है, t to the power n minus 1 फॉर्म में आपको लिखना है. So here you can write it as t raised to 2n plus 1 plus 1 को you can write it as plus 2 minus 1 into dt, so that it is in the form of gamma function, and your final answer will be 2 upon a raised to n plus 1 into n का value क्या है 2n plus 2, therefore it will become gamma 2n plus 2. Okay, so the substitution for type 1 and type 2 is very simple. You should be in a position to get the value of x in a proper way and do the substitution in a proper way by observing the terms which are given, so that you can comfortably complete the given sum. Okay, so I'll conclude the lecture by taking one more example. So let us take the last example of type 2. Okay, type 1 का 2 problems मैंने दिखाया है, type 2 का 2 problems मैं दिखाऊंगी ताकि type 1 and type 2 you will be comfortable. Evaluate integral 0 to infinity root x into e raised to minus x square into dx. Again this particular problem is based on type 2. So first step क्या है, let I is equal to integral 0 to infinity root x into e raised to minus x square into dx. Okay, so what is the substitution students? You have to put a into x to the power n is equal to t. a का value 1 है, n का value 2 है. So put x square is equal to t. From this you have to take the value of x, which can be written as t to the power 1 by 2. Your dx will be equal to 1 by 2 into t raised to 1 by 2 minus 1 into dt. Okay, so after this you can just write the again the values of x and t will not change. When x is equal to 0, your t is equal to 0, x is infinity, t is also equal to infinity. Okay, you have to just show like this. Then you have to write I is equal to, now the new limits are from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to infinity. Now how do we write root x? We know that x is equal to t raised to half, so root x can be written as what, t to the power 1 by 4 e raised to minus t. In place of dx you can write it as 1 by 2 into t raised to 1 by 2 minus 1 will give you what, minus 1 by 2 into dt. Okay, what we have to do, we have to just do the simplification. 1 by 2 is constant which can be taken outside. Then you can write e raised to minus t as it is. T raised to 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2 can be written as t raised to minus 1 by 4 into dt. LCM 4 लिया है, 1 minus 2 will give you minus 1. Therefore t raised to 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2 can be written as t raised to minus 1 by 4 dt. ठीक है, so आगे कैसे बढ़ेंगे? Now you have to use the definition of gamma function. I can be written as 1 by 2 into integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus t into t raised to minus 1 by 4 को कैसे लिख सकते हैं, t raised to 3 by 4 minus 1 into dt. So what is the value of n here? N is equal to 3 by 4. So this can be written as 1 by 2 into gamma 3 by 4. This is the final answer. Okay, so whenever you want to express it in terms of n minus 1, जो भी वैल्यू यहाँ पे दिया है उसको प्लस 1 ऐड किया है तो आपको 3 by 4 आ जाएंगे. माइनस 1 by 4 दिया है, माइनस 1 by 4 प्लस 1 will give you what, 3 by 4. Okay, that way you can express it in the form of n minus 1. Okay, so I hope type 1 and type 2 problems of gamma function are clear students. So you have to memorize the definition of gamma function Along with that, we have covered 5 properties of gamma function. वो 5 properties अच्छे से memorize कीजिए और type 1 and type 2 problems very conveniently you can solve in the exam. In the next lecture, I will be covering type 3 and type 4 problems. So if you like my lecture, please like, share and subscribe so that other students also will get benefited. Thank you.